It was a week after Jessica Lloyd's disappearance from her home in the Canadian city of Belleville, February 4th, 2010, when investigators at that highway roadblock identified a suspect. But when they saw his uniform, mind-blowing. The man whose tire treads turned up beside Jessica's house was Colonel Russell Williams, commander of the country's largest Air Force base. They kept an eye on him for a few days, did their homework, and then they invited Colonel Williams to the police station for an interview. Would he agree to come? He did.
Make sure there's nice and clear. As you can see here, everything in this room is videotaped and audio taped.
Check.
You ever been interviewed by the police in a room like this before? Or?
I've never been interviewed like this.
Oh, no?
Williams sounds comfortable. His interrogator is Detective Sergeant Jim Smith of the Ontario Provincial Police. The detective tells the colonel about the continuing search for Jessica Lloyd. He is gracious, welcoming.
All right. Well, again, Russell, I appreciate you coming in. An investigation like this, I mean, I'm sure you can appreciate it's been big news.
Notice, it's just Russell, not Colonel Williams.
And that's why we're here on a Sunday afternoon. So, again, I appreciate it.
Ex-profiler Craig Ackley has watched the tape of the interrogation. He is impressed.
The first thing he does, the detective, he gives Russell Williams the respect that Russell Williams believes he deserves, but he also places himself at the same level as somebody that Russell Williams can respect.
Sure. In other words, he's not subservient.
So I want to explain.
Then the detective goes to work, tells Williams the police are talking to him about 2 murders and 2 sexual assaults. It's a matter of proximity, they tell him. The murder of Jess Lloyd because the colonel drove past her house on his way to work most days. The murder of Corporal Marie-France Como because she was Williams' subordinate. And the 2 sexual assaults because both happened a short walk from the colonel's second home in Tweed, a place he used during the week. Whether Williams knows it or not, the detective is following a playbook that has been tweaked and tweaked again.
Because essentially there was a connection between you and all 4 of those cases. Would you agree? Geographically?
Yes, I drive past. Yes, I would have to say there's a connection, yeah.
Yeah, and that's
Now,
why,
the details. Where was Williams the day Jessica Lloyd was reported missing?
Friday on the day I was at home most of the time. Most of the day I had a sort of a stomach flu.
Okay. In Ottawa or Tweed?
Tweed.
And now to the murder of the corporal under Williams' command.
The day that Marie-France Como. Yeah. Do you remember how you found out?
I do. Yeah, I was sent an email. Well, as soon as the ops staff and the base learned, they told me.
Okay.
I can't remember what day of the week we're talking about, but yeah, no, I mean, obviously when your people get killed, it gets your attention. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm very mature about that kind of thing.
And how did you know Marie-France Como?
I'd only met her once. She was on a crew I was on just after I got to the base.
Okay.
Next, the detective asks Williams again, politely, respectfully, for his DNA.
What would you be willing to give me today to help me move past you in this investigation?
What do you need?
Well, would you be willing to supply things like fingerprints, blood samples,
Sure.
things like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Footwear impressions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Williams now sounds a little apprehensive.
Can I assume you're going to be discreet?
It's possible, yeah.
Because, this would have a very significant impact on the base if they thought you thought I did this.
Is it people?
The noose is tightening. The detective offers Williams an out. Would there be some innocent explanation, he asks, to connect him to those victimized women?
Is there any contact that you may have had with any of those 4 women that you may not want your wife to be aware of? Anything like that we should know about to try and explain why, if your DNA is found, it would help us understand why it may be there?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Not in the homes of the sex assault victims, and not in the homes of the murder victims.
Have you ever visited Marie-France Como at her residence?
No.
Okay. All right. So you're quite positive there would be no reason why your DNA would be any
Absolutely.
of those 3 locations. Okay. Did you know Jessica Lloyd even in passing for any reason?
No, I didn't hear her name till it was on the news.
Okay.
Now a big reveal from the detective. It's time to bring in the tire treads. Williams has no idea the cops have them.
What kind of tires do you have on your Pathfinder?
I think they're Toyo.
Yeah.
I don't know the model.
Okay. I'll read this off to you, see if it rings a bell. Ever heard of, does Toyo Open Country HTS
That sounds
make any
right.
sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now
When did you
Williams
have those
knows
tires on your
they've got something on him.
Russell Williams is a very intelligent man. He pauses before each and every response. He thinks things through. The detective allows him to do this.
Next, the detective gets an important denial from Williams. His Pathfinder with its Toyo tires, has it ever been in that field?
Your Pathfinder's wheelbase width is very, very close to the width of the tires that were left in that field.
Mhm.
Okay. Do you have any recollection at all of being off that road?
I was not off the road, no.
What he's doing is he's building. Each fact that he presents builds on the fact before. And he allows Russell Williams to process each and every fact.
And with each fact that is set before him, Russell Williams inches toward the abyss. He just doesn't know it yet.